Hi, I'm Gaynor Callister. I'm supervisor of Spin Doctor product support. Today we're going to talk about mounting cleats. First thing to be aware of is that there are two general types of pedals and cleats. One is the road cleat, typically a 3-bolt look style, usually made of plastic, triangularly shaped. It's held in place by 3 washers and 3 bolts. The other style is the 2-bolt SPD type cleat. These are used exclusively for mountain bikes, but it can also be used in a road pedal and some touring pedals. Before you can begin, you have to be certain that the pedal and its cleats are compatible with your shoes. For the 3-bolt looks type cleat, you're going to want a shoe with 3 threaded holes. That's called a look threaded bolt pattern. For the 2-bolt SPD type cleat, you'll need a shoe with 2 parallel slots with a floating cleat nut for adjustment. The cleat will mount to that, and then it can slide up and down to adjust it for your particular foot. Let's talk first about mounting the SPD cleat. The key thing with mounting an SPD cleat is recognizing the top and the bottom of the cleat. The top of the cleat, which faces toward the toe of the shoe, will be sharper. The other side will be more rounded. Also, there's a distinct up and down. The side with the serrations go against the sole, so once it's tightened, it will not slip. There are also 2 more parts to mounting the cleat, and there's one part where a mistake can be made. If you look at the oval washer that fits into the recess on the SPD cleat, if you look closely, there's a beveled side and a flat side. The bevel side goes up. That's so that the bolts, the conical head of the bolt will fit flush to the top of the cleat. So if you see that, that's correctly installed. The first step in mounting the cleat will be to grease the bolts. That'll be the case whether it's an SPD style cleat or a 3-bolt look type cleat. These cleats have been greased, and then here's the cleat with its initial installation. You want the cleat to be initially loose enough so it can be moved up and down. Correct placement, initial placement of the cleat will be to place the center of the cleat over the center of the axle. In the case of the SPD cleat, that'll be at the bolts. That's the center of the pedal. Once you have that mounted so it's positioned under the ball of your foot, tighten the cleat. In the case of SPD cleats, that would be tightening to some place between 20 and 25 inch-pounds. Mounting a look cleat is every bit as simple. The difference is the top of the cleat, the apex of the cleat faces the toe. The side of the cleat with the 3 recessed pockets faces up, and then the washers fit in, and then the grease bolts fit in after that. Like the SPD cleat, the 3-bolt look style cleat is positioned best so it fits under the ball of your foot. If you look at the side of this particular look cleat, there's a small raised ridge. That indicates the center of the cleat, which will be over the center of the pedal. Once you have that in position, tighten it down. With this particular type of cleat, they need to be tightened more than the SPDs, usually somewhere in the range of 40 to 50 inch-pounds. What we've done so far is to adjust the cleat in a good starting point. But everybody is biomechanically different. On the first 2 or 3 rides, be sure to take the necessary tool to make fine adjustments. With most modern cleats, they float, meaning that your heel can move some range of degrees before it starts to disengage. Ideally, with a correctly placed cleat, your foot will be positioned in the middle of that of the float. Don't be afraid to take the tool along and make fine adjustments as you go. I hope this was helpful. If you have questions about cleat installation or anything else relating to your bike, don't hesitate to call Spin Doctor Product Support at 1-800-553-TECH. Thank you.